Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The concept of dressing, fashion, what you wear in Islam, especially when I speak to the brothers, that they should pay a bit more attention to the way they dress. Why? Well, there's evidence of that. Allahu Jameel wa yuhibbul Jamal. Allah is beautiful and loves beauty. Prophet ﷺ dressed clean. Well, yes, there are some of the Sahaba who practice zuhud even in their dress. We have the example of Khattab having patches and so on. No doubt. But when we look again at the Prophet ﷺ, we will find that, mashallah, he was taking care of his appearance. And he was very, very handsome. Now that's something that specifically applies to men, right? So for example, men are able to wear perfume and encouraged to wear atar and oud when they go outside. And the Prophet ﷺ did that, where he would pass by and people would still smell his fragrance. But the women are not allowed to do that. وَلَيْسَ ذَكَرُكَ الْأُنْثَى وَلَيْسَ ذَكَرُكَ الْأُنْثَى. The man is not like the female. So certain rules apply. For example, a woman shouldn't beautify herself and her appearance, clothes, and so on. She should be quite modest. Why? Because she already has enough beauty just in her physique and in her way. So when she accentuates that, it becomes more of fitna. This is one of the hikmas behind that the scholars talk about, right? But then we see some of the Sahaba, some of the al-Immatul Islam, the scholars of Islam, taking care of the turbans and their way they dress and so on. But then the question comes in, well, look what you're wearing, bro. Is that not the kafir's dress and so on, right? So then it gets into quite tricky in the issue of customs and cultures. And the scholars have spoken about that, about culture and what's actual sunnah, what is not, identity and so on, right? So of course, if I go to Mecca or Medina, I will be wearing a thobe. I will be basically following the customs of that place, right? If I live in Malaysia, well, not all people here, actually it's quite few where they don't wear Baju Malayu. Very few wear the Malaysian dress, only on occasions, festive occasions, Eid and so on. So not necessarily, but I could. I mean, that would be okay if everyone would wear. But like when I was in the UAE, for example, everyone was wearing the thobe, the turban, and so on. So it's quite popular. Definitely, I don't think it's an issue, but when it's explained properly, and the scholars have explained this, right? Now, do you want to imitate the kuffar? Is that really qualifying? That, for example, if I wear a coat, so you find the mashayikh sometimes and the Arabs wearing thobe with kot, they call it kot, right? Or jacket, jaqueta, because it's been inspired or influenced by non-Muslim culture. Now, you've seen even some of the da'is and ulama, sometimes when it's winter, they wear the jacket, right? It's not, if you look at the jacket, it will be like something like, I don't know, polo or CK or, right? And yeah, they bought it from their own country, from the mall. So you're going to say, oh, you're imitating kuffar, ya sheikh, ya alim, ya... No, bro, like, it's not like that. Or, or they wear a toque or something, which is not from the Arabs or from that land, They used to wrap themselves with the igal or something, or with the ghutra. So people, when they say these things, they're kind of like just emotional. They say, oh, bro, you're copying the kuffar. No, that's not how the Prophet ﷺ said. Because, for example, Abu Jahl was wearing a turban. The Prophet ﷺ was wearing a turban too. Okay? Abu Sufyan was wearing a turban before Islam, and Khalid was wearing a turban, and the Prophet ﷺ, Abu Bakr, Omar, sometimes were wearing turbans. Is it imitating the kafir? No. See, people don't understand what it means. So, but putting that aside, I do believe that we do have to show a Muslim identity, that specifically when you look at that, someone wears a thobe, usually you say, oh, wait a second, that person is a Muslim. But in Arabia, certain places, the Orthodox wear thobes. In Romania, the Orthodox priests all wear black thobes with beard. So that's why when I go to Romania, even just like this, people think I'm a priest, subhanAllah. What's the difference? How do you differentiate yourself? There's certain things, right? Like about mustache, about not wearing certain things that specifically would identify you as a non-Muslim. As for wearing a coat, a sweater, pants, shoes, this and that. I mean, this is an issue of, yes, it is. Is it a non-Muslim fashion, or they're the ones who produced it? Yes, no doubt. Is it necessarily haram? It's not necessarily haram. Depends. You have to really go to the details of what and how, and is it imitating, and when, and for example, copying the dress of the women as per the culture. All these things have to be looked at. It's very simple to just kind of make it like black and white, and be like, oh, you're kafir, or you're imitating kuffar because you're wearing a coat and a sweater. My God, you know what I mean? Or to really go to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the statements of the scholars, analyze the urf, or the culture, the people of Mecca, Medina, even at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, seeing what the Prophet ﷺ wore, what Abu Bakr wore, what Abu Jahl wore, what Abu Lahab wore, and then you can, I think, easily understand then the context and everything, right? So that's the first point. And also to understand that, yes, the Prophet ﷺ did not wear the Saudi or the Emirati thobe, okay, not at all. And I don't think anyone claims that, right? I don't think anyone claims. People say, I'm following the Sunnah. You could be following the Sunnah of the compliance with the Sharia in terms of things being larger and so on. MashaAllah, it's very good. Of course, the thobe is amazing, right? But it's not an argument, to say that, okay, this is the Sunnah. Okay, that's the first point. Second point that I wanted to talk about is about that cleanliness and about taking care and pride in your appearance, right? So there's certain things that I believe that I myself follow, and I've looked into it. I'm not saying that, hey, I'm imposing myself, but for example, like the beard, the beard, there's like no, I'm sorry, as much as people try to say that you make it very like little and so on, I mean, that's something that I think, when I look at the evidence for like the beard just being like, half a centimeter, I know people are gonna maybe get upset, but personally, again, I'm saying personally, I don't see the evidence for that. I think the beard could be as strong, as big as you can. If you can. For me, it's quite difficult. It takes a lot of work to reach this. Praise be to Allah. But this is, some people, mashallah, 2 days they don't shave and they're like, mashallah, tabarak rahman. Yani, I wish it would be like that. For me, it takes me a long time, and sometimes I make the mistake of going to a barber and just kind of tell him, okay, just arrange, and he's like something, and I'm like, like he'll just make a cut. Anyway, I'm not getting any excuses. Some people have been asking about a beard. I try to grow as much, but I believe the beard is like a statement and an identity of Islam that should not be compromised in the fashion. Another thing that I practice and I try is having my pants over the ankles. Okay, yes, there is some difference of opinion on that, whether it's linked with kibr only or pride, and the statement of Abu Bakr radiallahu anh. But I believe this is an easy way throughout, and now it's become a fashion, mashallah. It's easier now. Before, people used to laugh at us having the pants above the ankles, but now it's a big thing, right? So I think Muslims can do it very easily. Okay, I think Muslims can do it easily. Again, I reiterate, if people can wear the thobe in wherever they are in their countries and they want to, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. Okay, I think it's a good way to say, I mean, that's a Muslim. If a Muslim wears the thobe in America, and there are some places, mashallah, brothers, in New York and Bronx and, certain areas, even in the UK, mashallah, it's become like a standard. It's part of the, the culture. And like, that's your identity. I believe that Muslims have to come up with certain fashion items that identify them as Muslims. You know what I mean? When people look at, like, for the sisters, it's quite easy, right? Because the hijab, right? And I believe that that's, mashallah, it's good, because that's a Muslim sister. Now, of course, it's become now cover the hair and put the tight pants on and the lipstick and the fish face and all that. But with all due respect, that's incorrect. Wear the hijab properly. This have to be an abaya. Abaya is very good, because it's not because you'd be like, it's the same argument, brother. Why would sisters wear the abaya? It's not the culture, no. One of the main points that I mentioned is that if it should fulfill the Sharia with and cover, right? So I would argue that the abaya is probably the best, that not because of bias, but because the way it's made, it covers a woman the best, and it fulfills the Sharia requirements for length and so on, not being tight on the body and the revealing shape in the best way. Okay, so that's probably the main argument for abaya in the West. If there's other clothes that are, modest, of course, not tight, not showing the body, not showing the shape and so on. Sadly, our sisters are showing everything, and they think, but I'm wearing hijab. Hijab is not covering your hair. You need to go back to the definition of hijab in the Arabic language, in the tafsir, in the Quran, in hadith, in the practice of the Prophet ﷺ's wives and sahabiyat, to understand what is hijab, right? So the woman can wear things that don't match or do not imitate men, right? Because some women, they're wearing the men's dress and they keep putting hijab on, but I'm in hijab, no. Okay, that fulfills the requirement of the length, of the tightness. It's not tight, doesn't reveal the body. And that's what I'm saying. I argue again and again that the abaya is the best. And of course, the issue of niqab, if someone wants to take it on, I mean, now we're living in a time where everyone's wearing niqab, right? Everyone's wearing these silly things, right? These masks, and everyone's wearing niqab. So, mashallah, for those sisters who were hesitating or were trying to say, I don't know if I should wear niqab before, people are looking at me weird. This is the time where you commit to it. Is it fard and so on? That's a debate between the ulama. I leave that out. But if you as a sister want to take it on, bismillah. If that makes you feel good, as closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bismillah. You know what I mean? So this is the issue of culture and dress, and the issue of, dressing properly. Sadly, some of the men, they'll say, oh brother, you're dressing like fard. They'll be wearing a dirty shirt that they've been wearing for 2 days, not taking care of themselves, a pants, a pair of pants, and thinking this is taqwa or something like that. But at least if you wear a thobe, make sure it's clean. Wear the thobe, wear it clean and iron properly, nice, not with sauce, pasta sauce on it, or that you've been eating, or overeating, and you're busting out of the thobe, sadly. And I mean, it's sad, it's sad. I know people are gonna get upset, but sometimes the truth hurts, man, right? So if you wear the thobe properly. If you wear the thobe, don't wear it to hide your being out of shape. Wear it properly. Wear the thobe properly, clean, look proper. If you want to look like this culture or that culture, then do it properly. Do a bit of research on how to wear it properly and what to do properly. Smell good, be clean, and do it. Okay. And if you wear it like this, what I'm wearing, sometimes I wear the thobe. I love to wear the thobe, even here. Some days I wear it, some days I don't. But be clean, be professional, be Islamic Muslim. Try to, have some things that identify you as a Muslim in your identity, in the way you look. And inshallah, in my next episode, some people, are having an issue or problem with finding clothes or having money to afford to buy clean and good clothes. I'm gonna, as part of the Muslim Alpha Men series, I will inshallah take you to some stores that are available in your place as well, if no doubt, and I'll show you how to buy certain clothes on a certain budget, very, very cheap budget, okay, including secondhand stores. Like I'm wearing right now at least 2 pieces on me that are secondhand that cost combined $5, and they're very great. They look amazing. I'm not gonna tell you which part. Actually, I'll tell you. It's my jacket and my shirt. Okay, these are secondhand. This is secondhand. That is secondhand. I picked these 2 up for $5, both of them. Okay, very cheap. Looks clean. Washed it. No problem. Am I ashamed of it? Nope, not at all. Because I cannot even find this in a brand new store. So I'm gonna show you how on a budget to go to second store and find things, how to wash it properly, how to wear it properly. People are like, oh my God, this is disgusting. Okay, then don't do it. You don't have to. I'm just giving advice to those who are on a low budget, who are saying, I don't have money. How can I dress clean? How can I buy something that's nice and looks professional and good, yet still fulfills the Islamic requirements of the Sharia and so on? I'll show you that. And then I'll take you also to like a new store, but it's a bit cheaper, and kind of show you how you can pick up some nice stuff that's clean and good, looks nice, and again, fulfills the Sharia, inshallah. This is for men, of course. So check out the next episode. That's gonna be a real important one, okay, for those who really want to look clean, good, nice. Buy a few pieces, for $15-20 you can buy quite a lot of few pieces, mashallah, good quality, even if you go to secondhand, store, you get good brands actually and very nice. Okay, so make sure you keep an eye on the next episode. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.